The Formula One world has been rocked again. Big news about Charles Leclerc has just leaked to the public, shaking the paddock and surprising Ferrari fans. At the same time, Lewis Hamilton's surprising statement has sparked anger in the Ferrari camp. The situation is getting hotter and hotter, and the tension between the two elite F1 camps seems to be reaching the boiling point. What exactly is going on behind the scenes, and why did Hamilton's comments make Ferrari so angry? Let's discuss it. In the midst of a season that began with disappointment, Scuderia Ferrari finally found a glimmer of hope at the Corniche circuit in Jeddah. The 2025 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix was an emotional turning point for the Maranello team, thanks to the extraordinary performance of Charles Leclerc, who managed to finish in third place. It was Ferrari's first podium of the season, and although it did not completely break the deadlock, the result was enough to lift the spirits of the Tifosi. On the other side of the garage, however, Lewis Hamilton was in for another painful race. The contrasting fortunes of the two Ferrari drivers illustrate the complex challenges that lie ahead for the team. Despite starting from the second row, Charles Leclerc was solid and disciplined throughout the race. He described the podium finish as something he never expected, given that Ferrari's performance at the start of the season was far from what he expected. "I'm very happy with yesterday's lap. I'm very happy with today's race," said Leclerc with a satisfied smile. "I think we really got everything out of it, so I'm very proud of what we did." Leclerc's strategy proved to be wise. A long stint on medium tires early in the race gave him an advantage in the final stages when he switched to fresh tires. This allowed him to overtake George Russell and withstand an aggressive challenge from Lando Norris to maintain his third-place finish. Ferrari team principal Fred Vasseur welcomed the result with relief, but warned that there was still a lot of work to be done. "We have to keep working and improving to improve the performance as soon as possible," said Vasseur. "Of course we have weaknesses, especially in qualifying, because on Sunday we were competitive." Despite the podium finish, Leclerc did not hide the weaknesses of the Ferrari car. He highlighted Ferrari's poor qualifying performance, which limited their chances of really fighting at the front. "Qualifying has always been my strength, but at the moment I can't do more than P4, admitted Leclerc. "We lack grip." He added that the lack of downforce was a major problem, especially compared to McLaren, Red Bull and Mercedes. Low downforce makes it difficult for the car to stick to the track at high speeds, which has a knock-on effect on performance during fast laps. "When you race, you can't hide it." "No grip means no grip," said Leclerc bluntly. "It's like a snowball effect." While Charles Leclerc stood proudly on the podium, waving a Ferrari flag and looking down at the cheering Tifosi, Lewis Hamilton was in a dark shadow. It wasn't just about Leclerc's victory that night, it was also about Hamilton's failure to show his teeth. A stark contrast of euphoria and frustration in the same garage. Starting the race from 7th and finishing it in the same position, Hamilton felt trapped in a maze from which he could never find an exit. The SF-25 car, which was Leclerc's powerful weapon, actually felt like an unfriendly enemy in Hamilton's hands. Throughout the race, the 7-time world champion struggled with lost grip, unstable balance and a performance that fell far short of expectations. "It was terrible, no fun at all. I was just sliding. It was pretty bad," Hamilton complained in an honest and tired tone. Words that reflected the deep disappointment of a driver accustomed to fighting at the front who now had to accept the bitter reality of being more than 30 seconds behind his own teammate. Not once did he threaten the lead. There were no camera flashes highlighting his great maneuvers, no cheers when he passed his opponent. All there was a silent battle against a car that never obeyed. Frustration grew as hopes were dashed one by one at every corner of the track. Hamilton even admitted that if there were no major improvements in the near future, this season could turn into a prolonged nightmare. But in the midst of the storm of criticism and speculation, Frédéric Vasseur stood firm in his defense of the veteran driver. The Ferrari boss refused to get caught up in the dramatic narrative being spun by the media. "It's not dramatic. We've only done 5 races. I know you want the headlines to say, 'Fred said this,' but that's bullshit," Vasseur told the media, cutting through the rumors with a straightforward attitude. "We compete. There are ups and downs." Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton will now return to the heart of Ferrari, its headquarters in Maranello. This time, however, it's not just routine. It's an important mission that affects the future of the team's performance on the track. After a series of results that did not live up to expectations, especially in qualifying, Ferrari realized that it was time to conduct a thorough evaluation and fix the various weaknesses that were hampering the potential of the SF25 car. Team principal Frederic Vasseur emphasized that the team's main focus now is to improve the consistency of performance from Friday to Saturday. This consistency is very important in order to maximize the true potential of the car during the race on Sunday. Without a strong foundation at the start of the race week, the chances of fighting for a top position will continue to erode, no matter how great the driver's ability. Two technical aspects are at the forefront of Ferrari's improvement agenda this time around. The first is the balance of the car. The technical team must find a solution to perfect the balance setting, especially in low fuel conditions, which are key in qualifying. In these conditions, the car's characteristics often change drastically, and this has a major impact on the driver's ability to extract maximum performance from a fast lap. Second, a great deal of attention is paid to tire behavior. Ferrari understands that they must be able to optimize tire performance both during a qualifying lap and during long stints in the race. Tires that lose grip too quickly or do not reach optimum temperature quickly can destroy the entire team strategy, and this has happened several times in previous races. This return to Maranello is not just a return home. It is the beginning of a period of deep introspection, sharp technical analysis, and hard work without compromise. Leclerc and Hamilton, along with Ferrari's best engineers, will work together to untangle the tangled threads that hinder the car's potential. Because in Formula One, victory is determined not only by speed on the track, but also by intelligence, teamwork, and the determination to improve from week to week. Mathematically, the chance to win the Constructors' Championship is still there. However, when we look at the reality on the track, the gap between Ferrari and McLaren now feels like a huge wall that is almost impossible to penetrate. The widening points gap is not just about numbers. It is about a dominance that feels absolute, about McLaren's almost flawless performance throughout the season. Ferrari have not given up. But the reality is that they need more than a podium or two to catch up. They will need a miracle, a series of perfect races, plus extraordinary luck, to simply revive the competition. Unless there is a complete turnaround, the championship seems out of reach, wrote one prominent F1 journalist in his sharp and honest analysis. Ferrari's main problem lies in one seemingly simple, but very crucial thing: McLaren's dominance in qualifying. McLaren has consistently locked out the front row with incredible confidence, making clean starts the key to controlling races from the green light. It's a weapon that no one, including Ferrari, has been able to match. Meanwhile, the prancing horse is still searching for answers. They're still struggling to find a way through, trying different technical approaches and relying on Charles Leclerc's experience and Hamilton's fiery motivation. But in the cruel and unforgiving world of Formula One, time is running out. And with each race that passes without a maximum result, that opportunity becomes even more distant. Leclerc's podium in Jeddah was a much-needed morale boost for Ferrari, but it was only the beginning. Their fundamental problems have yet to be solved, from the lack of downforce, to the balance of the car, to the gap between their two drivers. With a new performance update scheduled for next weekend's Miami GP, Ferrari will return with renewed hope. How will Ferrari respond to the two contrasting realities? Leclerc's emotional podium and Hamilton's bitter complaints? Share your thoughts.